So,
and do you even think that? Do you think that when Polkadot comes out and it reaches its maturity, isn't the idea of Polkadot to connect all the chains together, all the major chains together?
I honestly don't know anything about Polkadot.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah. So I know that's what they were trying to do. I haven't really looked into them recently in the past couple months or whatever. But I'm saying that like once they eventually reach their goal of connecting all the major coins together, it's almost as if it doesn't necessarily matter. Sure, you can use PulseX to do some type of economic exchange or whatever, but you can easily just transfer your value in one button press to from Pulsechain to the Xen community, or Xen community to like maybe your Bitcoin stack or something that has the Lightning network attached to it. So once all of these communities are just connected together, being siloed or having rivalry is not really going to be as important or even make as much sense as you think it will, right? Because once you're relying on one another. Yeah, sorry.
No, I interrupted you. That's why I stopped talking. So please finish your thought there.
Yeah, so it's like once you're connected to one another and you constantly do trades with one another, it's almost like the reason why we don't have as many world wars or major wars as we have right now is literally because we trade with one another. It's not because we're nicer to one another. It's because we need each other and we like money and we like trading stuff. That's it. So we just fight with each other less than we used to. If not, we'll be fighting each other constantly, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, I feel like that's the same thing that's going to happen in the wider crypto system. Everything is siloed off right now. There's not that much communication, but once we start communicating with one another in a year or two, I mean, a bull cycle or two, then it's going to be less fighting.
It's going to be less fighting, and it's all going to change so much in the next 8 years, because interchain or chain interoperability is going to really open and expand the whole crypto ecosystem. Because right now, one of the biggest challenges, it's like, okay, well, I've got all my stuff on Ethereum. Well, you're screwed because Solana's got this and they're not really interoperable. And, whatever different, a lot of the EVM chains do make it easy to move coins and projects and stuff around. But if they're not the same chain, then it just doesn't work. So once that's opened up, and I know one of the things Jack's been talking a lot about is the layer 0 atomic swaps, which basically allow that to happen. You can just move funds from one chain to another without
that makes sense.
having too much difficulty, which is why he's focusing on working with layer 0. So
that's kind of like Polkadot then, or what I just described.
Similar.
Yeah. Okay.
In a bridging kind of way. I've said this before. I need to learn more about it. It's kind of interesting. One of the things I notice about your streams, you always start your streams with the comments from the followers.
Yeah.
And so I do like to read my comments. And one of the comments a guy made was like, he's like, hey man, you've said in like 4 different videos that you really need to study up on layer 0, but it doesn't seem like you've done that yet. And you're right. I haven't. I'm a full-time dad. I'm a full-time employee. I've got a family I got to take care of. I only have so much time in my day. I envy to some extent the people that are young in this, and they don't have kids. They don't have all of the time constraints. So you can just dive in and figure it out. And the people that do that are going to do incredibly well.
That's true. Yeah.
But I love my wife and I love my kids. So I wouldn't trade them for money. So I don't even worry. I don't even think about it like that. So the biggest risk, I think, to Pulsechain, I want to get back to that kind of silo conversation. The thing I'm concerned most about, and it's not like FUD. It's not like I'm really concerned. I think it's going to do terrific. But I do worry that Pulsechain is going to be, what do they call it? Gaslighted, where it's not going to be allowed on the exchanges, just like Hex. And if that's the case, it's going to make it harder for it to have the gains, because at the end of the day, most people that get into crypto during the bull market, they're just there for quick opportunity. They don't know about DeFi. They just go to whatever exchange, whether it's Binance or, whatever exchange, it doesn't matter, Kraken. They look for the one that's growing the fastest and they buy that, and they just keep their money on the exchanges. So Pulsechain needs to get on some exchanges. That's what I think. I think that X1, if we're just comparing those two, X1's going to have no problem getting on exchanges. Look, I mean, Xen is already on exchanges. So it's got a leg up there. That's about it. But they're not even the same thing, really. The one thing I'm curious about, and I'd like to know your thoughts on this, is, X1 is a fork of Polygon. Polygon is a layer 2.
Yeah.
But Jack was saying they're building out X1 to essentially be a layer 1. I don't really understand that. Do you understand that?
Yeah, he was kind of understood it too. He was saying that technically Polygon is a layer 1, but it acts like a layer 2 because it's heavily connected to Ethereum and it has bridges with it too. I have to look into it more, but he said that technically Matic Polygon is a layer 1. So because of that, X1 is going to act like a layer 1 too.
Yeah.
So,
and what what they're building there is pretty impressive. The fact they've got all that out. Crypto Profeta's already got a swap, an exchange on the X1 testnet. So I mean, it's growing really quickly, just as fast as that.
I played with it. It's actually really fast. It takes about a second or two to do a transaction. So it's very, very fast with their block times. And it's still in the dev stage, right? So it's crazy how fast. It's actually crazy how fast he's going. I hope it's a good thing, right? And they're doing audits, so that's good. They're doing audits for their software. But he's going crazy fast. And shout out to him.
No kidding. Crazy. So Dank says atomic swaps. Yeah, that's what would be really nice is if somebody else would do the research and then just sent me like their notes. That'd be great. Let's see. Paul Tucker
use some of your hex money to hire someone.
Yeah.
To do that for you.
I don't have any hex money.
That's true.
It's all staked.